There are moments at the end of the day when the world grows quiet and all that remains is you, the darkness, and the steady beating of your own heart. The noise fades. The demands of life fall silent, and you find yourself lying in bed, staring into the stillness. Somewhere deep inside, you feel a gentle tug to speak with God. But a question lingers. Does it matter if I pray like this without kneeling, without folding my hands, without the structure I've always thought prayer should have? The truth is that God has met people in caves, on mountaintops, in prisons, and yes, even in their beds. Prayer has never been about the posture of the body. It has always been about the posture of the heart. Long before your body takes a position of prayer, your heart already stands before God. You could kneel for hours with folded hands, but if your heart is distant, your posture means nothing. And you could be lying in bed, whispering your heart's cry, and heaven would receive it as if you were at the altar. The thief on the cross beside Jesus couldn't kneel or lift his hands. Yet his words, "Lord, remember me," reached heaven's throne and secured eternity. Prayer is not about ceremony. It's about sincerity. Do I sometimes worry more about how I pray than about who I'm praying to? What would it look like to pray more honestly, right where I am? Lord, remind me that you see my heart before my posture. Teach me to come to you with honesty, not performance. There is something sacred about the night. When the world sleeps and silence wraps around you, heaven feels closer. David meditated on God in the night watches. Jesus prayed through the night before making great decisions. Paul and Silas worshipped at midnight, and prison chains fell. Night prayer is often the birthplace of breakthrough. In the quiet hours, with no audience and no distractions, your prayers can be raw, unpolished, and deeply real. When I lie awake at night, do I turn to God or to my worries? What burdens can I whisper to him tonight? Father, awaken me in the night to seek you. Let my bed become a place of encounter, not of fear. Your bed is a gift of rest, but it can also be a place of spiritual danger. Comfort can lull the soul into laziness, convincing us that tomorrow will always come. But tomorrow is not promised. Praying in bed is not wrong, but let your spirit stay awake even when your body is tired. Lukewarm faith is born in moments when comfort becomes more important than connection. Have I ever let comfort keep me from seeking God? How can I stay spiritually alert even in rest? Lord, guard me from spiritual slumber. Let my prayers burn with passion, whether on my knees or in my bed. You don't need a sanctuary to lift your hands in worship. Even under your blankets, you can raise your heart and hands in surrender. Lifting hands is more than a gesture. It's the posture of dependence, reaching for your Father, declaring, I am yours, I need you. Even weary hands lifted in bed can turn an ordinary night into a sacred encounter. What does lifting my hands symbolize in my own prayer life? Can I take a moment tonight to physically express my surrender to God? Father, I lift my hands to you, even in weakness. Receive my surrender as worship. One of the enemy's favorite lies is, you can pray later. But later is not guaranteed. Nehemiah prayed immediately in the king's presence. The thief on the cross prayed in his final breath. Both prayers changed everything. When the Spirit nudges you to pray, don't wait. The right time to pray is always now. Do I often delay prayer until a better time? What would it look like to turn every nudge into an immediate prayer? Lord, teach me to pray in the moment. Let me never delay speaking with you when you call me. Night can be a time of restore, a time of warfare. Fear, anxiety, nightmares, or oppressive thoughts often come in the dark. But prayer turns your bed into a battlefield where victory is won. Paul and Silas sang at midnight, and chains broke. You too can claim your night as God's territory by speaking His word, declaring His promises, and resting under His covering. What spiritual battles do I face most often at night? How can I use prayer and scripture to fight back? Father, cover me in your protection as I rest. Let my prayers drive away fear and invite your peace into my night. There is a rest deeper than sleep, the peace of resting in God's presence. When you release your burdens to Him before closing your eyes, you trade worry for trust, anxiety for peace. God works in the unseen hours, even while you sleep. As you rest in Him, your bed becomes a sanctuary of His presence. What burdens do I need to hand over to God tonight? Do I truly believe He is working while I rest? Lord, I lay down my cares and rest in you. Surround me with your peace and remind me that you are in control. Every night is an unrepeatable gift. The hours you live today will never return. That's why the moments before you close your eyes are so sacred. They are your final offering of the day. Prayer in bed is not about convenience. It is about connection. It is about speaking with the one who sustained you through the day, protected you from unseen dangers, and loved you without condition. So as the lights fade and the room grows still, remember you are not alone. The God who spoke the stars into being leans close to listen. Let your last words before sleep be words to Him, words that rise like incense, words that reach heaven before morning comes.